Hello, friends. Today's story is The Jewel in the Crown. One day during Emperor Akbar's reign in India, a soldier from his royal court was sentenced to eat half a kilo of slaked lime. Clearly, he must have committed a grave crime, for it is a known fact that no one can possibly stay alive after eating such a huge amount of slaked lime. Now that the sentence had been announced, the soldier had to procure the slaked lime the next day and eat it in the presence of everyone in Akbar's court. So, obeying the emperor's command, the soldier went to purchase the slaked lime from a shop nearby. Sounding dejected and bereft of hope, the soldier requested the shopkeeper for half a kilo of slaked lime. Surprised at such a odd request, the shopkeeper wondered why would a person ask for a half a kilo of slaked lime, suspecting that something was amiss. The shopkeeper, instead of knowing the reason behind the soldier demand for such a large quantity of slaked lime, mirthfully the soldier replied, "As a part of my punishment, I have to eat half a kilo of slaked lime in the royal court tomorrow." Feeling sorry for him, the shopkeeper mulled over the problem for a while and then said, "Don't worry, my friend. Perhaps I may be able to help you. Follow my instructions and no harm will come to you. First, go and buy half a kilo of clarified butter." The shopkeeper's word instilled a ray of hope in the soldiers, and he dashed off to buy the clarified butter. After he returned with it, the shopkeeper gave him his half a kilo of slaked lime and said, "Tomorrow, just before you set out for the royal court, eat half a kilo of classified butter at home and then eat half a kilo of slaked lime in the court. However, remember my advice. Once you have finished eating the slaked lime in court, you must return home immediately. Do not linger around, and your life must be saved." The soldier could not believe his ears. The shopkeeper's advice was like a proverbial straw for a drowning man. Excitedly taking the classified butter and lime in his hands, he thanked the shopkeeper profusely for his help and made his way back home. Following the shopkeeper's instructions, the next morning the soldier ate half a kilo of clarified butter, but just before leaving from home. When he reached the court, he ate the half kilo of slaked lime in the emperor's presence. Now that he had duly served his sentence by eating the lime, the loyal court granted him permission to go to home so that he could spend his final hours with his loved ones. Without wasting a moment, the soldier was instructed by the shopkeeper, hurried back home, and immediately vomited the lime along with the clarified butter. Although his health did suffer and he felt weak, by the next morning he was fit and a fiddle. Brimming with energy, the soldier decided to report on duty the next day. The first man who saw the soldier approaching the palace screamed and fled from the spot, thinking he had perhaps seen a ghost. Within minutes, news of his return spread like wildfire among the palace staff. Unable to believe what they had heard, they hurried to the soldier's regular post to see him with their own eyes. Indeed, the soldier was standing nonchalantly at his post. Obviously in the pink of health, everyone knew he had consumed half a kilo of slaked lime the day before and were amazed to see that no harm had come to him. News of the soldier's survival eventually reached the emperor. Akbar heard the news in disbelief and immediately summoning the soldier, asked him how he had managed to stay alive. Kneeling on the floor with his head bowed before the emperor, the soldier honestly recounted his conversation with the shopkeeper, who had advised him to consume half a kilo of clarified butter, which has saved him from certain death. On hearing the soldier's story, Akbar forgot the crime of the soldier and the fact that he had actually escaped punishment. Instead, he was thinking about the shopkeeper who had saved him. Impressed by his intelligence and foresight, the emperor immediately summoned the shopkeeper to the court and appointed him as the prime minister. In due course of time, the shopkeeper rose to become one of the 9 gems of Emperor Akbar's court. Do you know who the shopkeeper was? Well, his name was Mahesh Das. Later, the emperor changed his name to Birbal, the man who with a razor sharp mind. Years later, Birbal was honored with the title of king by Akbar. Moral of the story: it is the quality of Emperor Akbar who is worth emulating. Friends and family have their own place, but talent should never be discriminated against in favor of any kind of relationship. Talent should be rewarded and honored without bias. Like Akbar, everyone is an emperor of their own world, and to progress in life, it is one's own responsibility to surround oneself with talented people without harboring prejudice of any kind. Bear in mind, almost everyone has a close circle of friends and relatives, but the person who progresses in life is the one who has a close circle of talented people around him. You must also remember another universal truth of people: no one in this world is perfect or complete. Therefore, if you want to progress in life, then you too will have to develop that insight who can recognize talent and a large heart like Akbar had, who respects such talent. Thank you.